Thank you for joining me. Your host is Dominique Rivera, and today is Wednesday night. You guys already know that's another supernatural story time. And what we're going to be doing today is, of course, the angel number for the day. We're going to have a minute of breathing so we can shift our energy, have our supernatural story time today with Dr. Michelle, and of course, your midweek collective energy check in. So stay tuned, like, follow, subscribe because we are live streaming every Wednesday and Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's go.
It's paradise inside of our hearts, and it feels so nice to pray in the dark. Beings of light, see who you are. 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 See who you
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here on Divine Encounters. I am your hostess, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo. I am a multi-dimensional trance medium, Reiki master teacher, integrated energy therapy master instructor, and of course, your spiritual coach S. I don't think that's a word, but I just like the way it sounds, Coach S. Oh my God, right? Thank you for joining. We're going to have a beautiful story time for you guys today. But make sure that as you're watching this feed, you recognize that we're not only going to be experiencing something passively, because otherwise, how do we experience it? This is an invitation to dive in, ask questions, expand your horizons, and make sure that while you're doing this, you bring your high quality H2O with you. I'm the biggest advocate of water ever, and we recognize that energy moves best through water. And I am, wait, oh no, we have one, hold on, you guys. We have a technical problem. Let's pull this back up here. Okay, hold on. We lost one of our streaming platforms, but we're putting it right back on. Fantastic. We're back on there. Great. And if you guys want to work with me, I am actually in transition of moving out of my physical space. So I will no longer be taking physical clients past the end of March. That includes tattoo. Until I find the next place I'm going, and wherever that is, I have no idea. I don't know. But I officially accepted an offer on my home, and now it's time to move on to the next chapter. 17 years, closing a chapter and a lifetime, I'd say, for some people. All right, so make sure you guys are giving your thumbs, your hearts, all of the good juju to our guests for this evening. And if you're watching this on replay, which I know you are, hashtag replay. Okay, seekers, let's go in and introduce our guest for the evening. Bienvenue. How are you? Thank you for being here with the beautiful soft lighting.
Yeah, there I am.
There you are. You're unmuted now.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So I had the honor of meeting you in a very musical way at the Power of We, and you had them pipes. And for you guys to know at home, she also got those rap skills. I'm just letting y'all know. Them rap skills were epic. I was there. I heard it. I'm a witness.
I forgot I did that.
It was epic. Michelle, let everybody know at home a little bit about who you are.
Well, I'm a global keynote speaker,
Oh
multi-time
no.
author. What's wrong? You lose me? Oh, she dropped off. Where'd she go? Well,
There you
anyways,
are.
there I am. Okay, multi-time author, global speaker. I'm an executive speaking coach, and I do a little bit of everything. I do sing. I have an album coming out. I have a TV show called Mental Shift out of the Philippines, and I think that's about it.
I didn't know that you had a TV show out of the Philippines.
hmm It
Is that
just
where?
got picked up in Dallas too, so now it's going to be on Zandra TV out of Dallas. So it'll be a live stream TV show.
Oh, nice. Are you living in the Philippines?
No,
No,
I
it's just
started during COVID, and so they were streaming me from my home into the Philippines, and then it grew, and then now I'm on two platforms. It's kind of cool.
that is kind of cool. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you.
You are so welcome, my beautiful friend. And it's good to celebrate one another, especially when we're all here doing this mission of expanding, helping the collective, bringing new mindsets, elevating, and I'm all for it. So, especially women, add the little cherry on top of that cake. I'm sorry, men, but you guys know I'm a feminist, so I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. We're gonna start off this episode with what we call "What's Good," and that's basically the angel number for today. And Michelle lovingly picked out her angel number. So to that, I say, let's see what it is and what's good. Okay, angel number 494. I think this is a really fun number because we got two derivatives of four. So, Michelle, in numerology, every number has its own vibrational frequency that comes with it, an attribute. And we're going to talk about the compilation of these three numbers here today. So, the number 494, is a compilation of the energies of four and the number nine, but made stronger by the four because it appears twice. So, basically, it amplifies the influence of the number four. Number four adds its vibrational effort around will, patience, persistence, realistic values, ability, stability, service and devotion, practicality and responsibility. It also builds on solid foundations because if you think of the number four, think of like a chair with four legs or a table with four legs. It brings stability. And in tarot, the number four shows itself as four pillars that hold up like a house. So this relates to our passions and our drive in life and is the energy of the archangels. And funny enough, Lauren Michaels Harris number, his number, personalized number is 444. And that's the time he wakes up every day because he always says it in his show. So this I know to be true. Archangel's number 9 is the number of light working. And a light worker is any person that's here being of service to humanity, who is a philanthropist, or is working in a benevolent, centered heart space, selfless, and is leading by a positive example, such as yourself, sensitivity and strength of character, nonconformity and idealism. And then also number 9 relates to the endings and conclusions of things. This is for me, I'm selling my house. So this 9 actually relates to me. Number 494 is a message to fully devote yourself to your true life purpose and spiritual practice, profession, or career, or to ways to use your natural passions and interests in a positive way to help and serve others. You may feel prompted to be of service to others and humanity as a whole in whatever way suits you best. Nurture your most positive attributes and bring them to the forefront to be used for the benefit of yourself and others. Listen to your intuition and the guidance from the angels as your repetitive thoughts, repetitive feelings, and ideas are giving you clues and instructions as to the next steps along your spiritual journey. Angel number 494 is a sign that your angels are with you, supporting, encouraging, and guiding you towards and along your soul's path. Angel number 494 may also be suggesting that it is time to let go of any situation that has come to an end. The angels wish to remind you that as one door closes, another door opens, and they are helping you to heal from any pain, sorrow, or feelings of loss that may accompany the transitions that you are now undergoing. Focus on your goals, aspirations, and life purpose. And remember, ask your angels for guidance and assistance along the way. Trust that your hard work and devotion have long term positive effects on your life and on the lives of others. How you feel about this number?
I love it. It's right up the alley of everything that's happening to me. And honestly, I was just talking about with the massive growth that I'm experiencing, and I know the angels are with me. The massive growth that I've been experiencing, and I've been bringing this tribe of people with me. I've I was just mourning the loss of a few friends,
Mm.
and before it was I was moving so fast. They were the ones who said, "No, we can't be with you," or "You shouldn't be going that way," and they dropped off because they didn't believe in what I was doing. More recently, it's friends that are passing away from disease or complications in their health. And I know now that I'm moving even faster because they've passed and become, they're part of me at another level now.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I absolutely understand that. And it's true. I was speaking with someone today and she had a severe car accident, knocked out the bottom teeth. And the interesting is that she's in her late 80s and
Mhm.
recently has survived cancer. And I said, you know, if you are where you're at right now in your life and you've survived cancer recently in the last 5 years and this crazy, insane car accident, you still have more work to do, woman. You still
Mhm.
have more work to do. And when one door is shutting here and this, you know, we have these losses and it's interesting because those people who have crossed over that we grieve actually paved the way for us behind the scenes. They wind up becoming our angel helpers and
Mhm.
clear the way so that we can attain those dreams, passions, manifestations that we're here to karmically manifest.
Exactly.
So we can only be thankful to them for deciding to go ahead before us.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you. That's not the right banner. We're gonna go ahead and do the breathing exercise for today, and then we're gonna jump into Michelle's story time. So if this is your first time watching, welcome. We like to do something that is called the mindfulness moment and just basically raise the vibe. We start off with a positive sentiment, we raise the vibe here, and then we jump into our story. So basically, what I ask everyone at home right now to do is, where are you at energetically? This is a moment for you to be real with yourself. One, this is the least amount of energy I can have. 10, this is the most amount of energy I can have. So take this next 6 seconds to reflect on that and drop it in the comment section below. And Michelle, you let us know where you're at in just a moment. Oh, okay. So where are you and do you have a feeling word?
4,
4.
recharge.
Hmm. The need for recharge?
Yeah.
Okay. That's real. All right. I'm at a 6.5. And I feel that my feeling word is also surrender. I feel like surrender because I just got the news of the house yesterday. Now my brain's like, look at the other 100,000 things you have to do now, in addition to the 100,000 things you already are doing. Now you have 200,000 things you have to do. And what's step three? What's step four? What's step five? So I need to just woosah and surrender and just let it go. So, okay. So we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. You guys are going to hear a bell. We're all going to close our eyes. I'm going to walk you guys through a 60-second breathing technique. And we're just going to go ahead and just recharge right now. So let's do it. All right. Eyes are closed. Taking a big deep breath in to the abdomen, full belly expansion here. Slow, gentle breaths out of the mouth. On our next natural inhale, we're going to invite the ability to bring in new energy with every breath. The gratitude that breath is chi, it is life force energy. And on our natural exhale, giving permission to the body to surrender what is no longer in service to the body. Noticing if there is any tension within us and breathing into that tension or that space, noticing where maybe we like to curve ourselves or make ourselves small, or if we're tight, what we're holding on to, and just breathe into that. Let that go. Just have 1 second here for something that you are grateful for within yourself. And with that, I invite you all to open your eyes once again, coming back into the here and the now. And just like that, in 60 seconds, where are we at energetically after? And what is our feeling word now? And for seekers at home, what did you feel? Hot, cold, tingling, pressure, pain, memories, colors? Did you get distracted? Did you have to stretch and move and shift? So, what resistances did you have? And drop that in the comment section below. We want to know about it. Michelle, how about for yourself?
6, release.
So, you jumped up 2 points
Mhm.
in 60 seconds.
Mhm.
That's all we can ask for. It is. And it's like the reminder, right? Like at any given point in the day, I have a choice to feel how I'm feeling or do something about it. And look how much power I have over that. For myself, I'm at a 7.6, and I somatically in my physical vessel feel an opening in my top of my head and energy moving down the entire length of my being. So that's where I'm at. It feels good. It feels heady. It feels light. And I did notice while we were going through the experience that I kind of like hunched over a little bit. Like I was hunched when we started, like curved in my spine. And then I reclaimed my power by not forcing, by allowing myself to sit more upright and so I can have a more profound breath. So thank you for sharing that with me, Michelle. Do you breathe? Do you meditate?
Yes,
Love it.
every morning, but mine is at 5 in the morning.
No, don't do that to me. I don't want to wake up early. We're all on different schedules here. I know there's a 5 a.m. club, but some of us be on different schedules. We go with the seasons here. We're going with the season.
Yeah. I was laughing when you said 444 for Lauren. I'm like, yeah, I'm 5.
5 a.m. My military days, it was like 3:30, and those are now long behind me. And I'm so grateful that I don't have to adhere to 3:30 a.m. wake up. And
You were Army, huh?
I was 9 years. 9 years. Those days are long gone. All right, we're going to check this little quick commercial real quick from our sponsor, and then we're going to come back with Michelle. So make sure you get the kitties, get the husband, because we're about to drop in to that supernatural story time. And y'all want to know what's to get on. So let's do it.
Basically, it's about keeping our families together.
God bless this organization.
And we're back. All right, we're going to jump into supernatural story time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I am your hostess, Dominique Rivera, way too caffeinated for this time of the evening. And I apologize if I'm yelling into the microphone. Sometimes when I'm with my friends, they go, "Why are you yelling at me?" And I just say caffeine. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. We're live streaming every single Wednesday and Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to come Sunday nights because we do all of your horoscopes every single Sunday night to enliven your week and give you something to look forward to. So let's bring back Michelle, and she's going to share her supernatural story with us. You know, they say the best stories start with once upon a time or in the beginning. Your choice, dealer's choice. I'm letting you go.
It was a cold, dark night.
It came out of my nose. I'm joking a little bit. That was good.
Well, my story is I have a couple of them, but the one I love to share because it changed everything I do. It was May of 2014, and I used to run political campaigns. I used to write speeches for politicians, and I was overwhelmed and overtasked. And I said out loud, "Dear God, I'm tired. I just need a break."
Mm.
And then my alarm went off, and I went to go pick up my kids from school. And as I was driving around the corner, a kid ran the stop sign and hit my car. And 12 days later, I stopped walking and I stopped talking. And then for the next 2 years, 3 months, I did not walk or talk. I was being bathed and cared for and fed and everything by my family. And I remember getting really upset. I thought it was about 30 days that I was trapped in my head, but apparently it was over 2 years. And I was sitting on the couch that I know I cannot walk from, and I was screaming at God, the universe, everything. "If you hate me so much, just kill me already." And I heard, "You're not dead yet. Get up."
Mm.
And I found myself 6 feet away from a chair I know I can't walk from. And in that moment that I heard, "You're not dead yet, get up," I saw every bad thing that had ever happened to me in my life, every rape, every push, every bad thing. There was someone very large holding on to me and protecting me from something far worse. And I realized while I was seeing all this flashing in my head, it was like a movie flashing really quickly through my head. I realized I would be dead if whoever that wasn't with me, protecting me. And I found myself with my hands up in the air and in my head saying, "Thank you for everything that's ever happened to me. You're not breaking me down. You're building me into who I'm supposed to be." Now, granted, I still can't speak, so I'm saying this in my head. And this next part, I don't remember. My husband said when he came home, I was in the office typing on my computer. And he said, "How did you get here?" And I said, "Help me, I need to speak." And he said, "How are you speaking?" I have not moved or spoken in over 2 years. And he found me on the computer looking for something to speak about. I don't know. But that day started a huge journey for me. I started slowly beginning to talk again and asking for help. And I started going back to the neurologist and doctors and therapists to try to find a way to get me moving again. So I had to relearn how to walk and talk and structure sentences and hold a spoon and things like that. But the beauty in all of it is it came back very, well, sequentially, but it didn't all happen all at once. I had to build to this. But what it did for me is it gave me the will to live for real. You see, 47 years prior, I thought I was living, but not until I saw all the things in my flesh, "You're not dead yet." I had been playing small all my life. I had not allowed myself to do anything dangerous because I was afraid of all the things in the world. I was afraid of everything. And After that, I promised I would walk through every door. I would bravely attempt anything. And something I said was, please give me back my brain. Take my body. Just give me back my brain so I can do something again.
Wow.
And about 8 months later, so I start walking and talking. I'm going through all these therapies, and about 8 months later, I find out that I've been diagnosed with breast cancer. And suddenly I realized that I had said, give me back my brain. I don't need my body. Just give me back my brain. And then when I got diagnosed with cancer, it was like, wait, I need my body too. I need my body too. That's like, I
Addendum,
want my brain
addendum
and
in
my
my
body.
contract.
Yeah, let me pull that back. Give me back my body too. But what it did is it gave me an appreciation to everything. So the first one gave me the appreciation of being cognizant and that my brain was important. I've always cherished my brain more than anything. I'm a smart girl. I've always been told I'm smart. So I didn't care about my body. I wanted my brain back. But when I found out that I had breast cancer and they gave me 3 months to live, suddenly, okay, I want my body too. I want my body and my brain. And through all of that, um, surviving and going through all that cancer journey and losing my breast and all of these things that happened, I realized my brain, my body, and my spirit, they were all important. I couldn't just choose one. And so I'm very cognizant of the power of three because we all need all three. We can't favor one over the other. And so I have evolved into this other human. I used to be 389 pounds, and this new version of me loves myself so much that I'm willing to do more sacrifices in order to take care of this vessel that is me. So my divine intervention is, I heard a direct voice tell me to get up, you're not dead yet. I heard another voice say, you have cancer, get it out. And I've seen this person, this woman, evolve out of a person I thought was me. That's my divine intervention story. And ever since then, I've had major ahas and major voices that I've heard. It's put me in tune to something that I never knew I had. And now I'm quite in tune with a lot of the things that are happening around me.
What do you feel like you said that you didn't know you had? So that means you had it, but you weren't aware of it. So what was that?
Power in me. I did not believe I had any choice or any power. I was a victim of my own life. And it wasn't until everything got taken away and the threat of taking all of it away that I realized that everything's inside of us. We are equipped if we choose to take a hold of it.
Mm.
Take the prize. It's who we are. It's our energy. It's our light. And I didn't share that one part is when I had my double mastectomy, I had another divine intervention. When they put me under, I died on the table. And I remember floating and loving every moment of it. I remember being so happy on the other side. And I went, this is it. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is it. There's a movie called Highlander where they say there can be only one. That's what it felt like. I was floating doing, I can feel grass. I felt leaves. I could feel the air. It was just, everything was beautiful. And I felt, nope. And I felt something hit my head and I was back in my body. I'm like, oh man. But it put me in touch of, I'm not alone. We're not alone. We're never alone. There's always someone with us. There's always something taking care of us and protecting us. And if we call on to that light to be with us, we're unstoppable. And that's my big aha.
Wow, that's an amazing story. I did not know any of that about you. I did not.
That's
And
because we were singing karaoke. Of course you didn't hear that.
and then maybe in the future talk, I'll share mine, similar story to yours of not losing our ability to speak and move. And yeah, wow, that's amazing. That really touched me a lot because it's very parallel to a lot of things that I experience. I have a question. My question is, what do you think? Why do you think this happens? Why do you think in our life we surrender our power, so we're so capable of surrendering so much of who we are, our essence, our power, to be given away, to be misused, and we misuse it? Why do you think this happens?
I know for me is I didn't think I was worthy of it. Why me? Why would I have that much power for anything? And what I realized, and so many people give that power away because they're like, well, I can't be that powerful. Oh, that? Oh no, there's no way I did that. That's something else. That's someone else. And we just don't step into it. I have stepped into that and I help take that veil of inadequacy off of other people. That's why I do what I do as a coach and as a speaker is there's nothing special about me in particular. We are all special if you're willing to take the scary move and say yes to all the power that is there.
Hmm. Robert says, I died on the back of the deck of the orbit room, scaring the crap out of the bartender who was relentless in his efforts to bring me back. When I saw on the other side, it was wonderful.
It's gorgeous, beautiful, and peaceful and lovely. Yeah, it was lovely.
And there's so many testaments these moments of I died, because I also have this type of experience. And there's so many people who can recount this that it makes me wonder how there's still so many people who are unconscious, who are not willing to accept this is irrefutable proof that there is something other than the five senses, the tactile, the mundane, that there are beings out there, ever pervasive, loving beings out there that are guiding and supporting us. And I like that you said, look at how big this energy was, that it protected me, even though all these other bad things, I'm going to use air quotes for that, because
I
bad,
don't
good.
believe there's anything bad.
hmm Look at all these other bad things that happened to me, but I was protected from the real bad thing. And this is because you ultimately had purpose and drive and are driven. And it sounds like this was later on in your life. This wasn't something that happened to you, at 15 or anything. And I see a lot of people who are older than myself who are walking around still unconscious, still unsure, still victimized, still giving away their power. Do you have any guidance on how people can unveil themselves? Because not everyone's going to have the experience that you had, which was a forced
Yeah.
experience into a shocking awakening, through an ordeal. And through ordeals we transform. Absolutely. Do you have any guidance for someone who's like, you know what, I'm stuck, I don't want to go through an ordeal, but is there something that I can do to unveil myself?
Well, one of the things I learned, because even though you unveil, you still have doubts. Every once in a while they'll pop up. And what I found is there's a woman, her name is Byron Katie, and she has something called The Work by Byron Katie. And whenever I start losing that, well, it doesn't happen very often, but earlier, back when I first started all this, I would say her first three questions. Whenever I thought, oh my gosh, everything's going bad, I would say, what was my four questions? I think was number one. Do you say that? Can you say that this statement is true?
Mm,
And usually I say, well, yeah, it's true. Dominique should know everything about me, and she's being rude because she doesn't understand me. Number two, can you say that is always true and it needs to be true? Well, no, because Dominique doesn't read my mind. There's no way she knows everything about me, and she doesn't always know what I'm feeling. So number three, How do you feel when you think that thought? Well, I feel powerless because I want her to understand me. Well, so number 4, who would you be without that thought? I would be lovingly accepting of Dominique even when she doesn't understand who I am. And so what that does, can you say it's true? Do you say it's always true? How do you feel when you feel that thought? And who would you be without that thought? When you put those 4 questions together, suddenly everything that you feel powerless about, you realize, wait a minute, I don't have to be powerless at all. I can just let it go. And so that is the power of owning who you are, what you are, and understanding that you can't control everything. And so the other quote that Byron Katie says is there's 3 types of control in this world. There's mine, the other person's, and God and the universe's. So whenever you feel like you're panicked because you can't control something, you're probably in someone else's business. And so I live my life controlling what's between my ears and how I respond to other things. Because the old me used to try to control everything, and then I would get frustrated because it didn't work the way I wanted it to.
Mm. Do you have a real life example of this application that you've used it in a circumstance in your own life and then
Everything.
realized and everything? And I know when we do it so often, it becomes almost like, what did you eat last Thursday?
Yeah.
Is there anything that stands out from the application of this, maybe in the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
The very first one I used this application for is I always thought my mother hated me. Oh my gosh, my mother hates me. She was so difficult on me. And so I would say, my first one was, my mother hates me. Can you say that's true? Yes, she hates me. I mean, she's proven it most of her life, that my life, that she hates me. She's very, very hard on me. Well, number 2, can you say it's always true that she hates you? Well, no, not always, because I remember when we used to walk in the park and then she would bring me books because I love to read. And so she would buy me special hardback books so I could read them. No, so I can't say it's always true. So what do you feel? How do you feel when you think that she hates you? Well, I feel small and I feel broken because why wouldn't my own mother love me? Well, then who would you be without that thought? I'd be a loving, accepting daughter who realizes my mother's doing as much as she possibly can to love me in her way. Poof! All of those things that I've been holding on to for 47 years of my life went poof because I realized I was seeing it from my point of view, not realizing I was putting my expectations on her on how a perfect mother would be. And then no one's perfect. So it really released me from so much of my pain. And so I used those steps over and over again for everything in my life and realized I was holding on to a lot of anger and regret and pain that were never really there. I had created them in my mind. So I always suggest for people to go use the work by Byron Katie and get quiet with yourself and be honest with yourself, because that was a really difficult journey. I went through the entire work process with my mom. And what I found at the end was my mother loves me dearly. I am unlike her. So, you know, that wanting to protect you so badly, they don't know what to do. So they just hold on to you tighter because she didn't know how to handle me. I am so extroverted, so out there, and she's quiet. And so she's like, come back, I need to protect you. And I took it as, why do you hate me so much? No, she loves me so much she didn't want to let me go. Changed my whole perspective on everything.
Wow. After you were able to, first of all, I had goosebumps twice already during this story time, but that says a lot. But after you were able to come to this realization and have your poof moment, your aha moment, which feels like to me you had radical forgiveness take place in place of the resentment and the anger that you have been projecting onto your mother. What happened in your relationship toward her? Because some might say, okay, well, my mother's a nag, XYZ, XYZ, and I can't be with her for more than 10 minutes just because that's just the way she is. what changed in your dynamic, if your dynamic changed, or was it only your perspective that changed and the dynamic remained the same?
My perspective changed. And so with my mother, I love her as she is. I do not love her if she's like this for me. No, I love her as she is, as we should love people as they are. Now, if there's someone in your life that causes great agitation in your world, well, then you okay, love them from afar. That's okay. But in my case, it was, I now know what perspective she's coming from, and I do not project my expectations onto her. I accept her and love her as the woman who did everything she possibly could for me.
Wow, that's amazing and deep, and I love this. And thank you so much for sharing that with us and breaking it down and giving us real life examples. Because I feel like I said, we kind of tend to do something so naturally, we get that knowledge bias, and then we kind of just forget what it feels like to not know, or the beginning. Anyways, people go, "Well, what happened?" And it's like, well, did you really integrate your lesson if you can't recall it? You know.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oof. Michelle, let everybody know at home how they can get a hold of you, what your offerings are. And I'm just going to let you do this right now.
Well, you can reach me at my website because I did I tell you? Yeah, I have a brain injury. So my website's really easy to navigate. But if you don't want to go to a website, you can go to, so my website's michellemras.com, michellemras.com, or you can go to Michelle with two L's, the letter M, 360.com. And then you could either go straight to my contact and text me, or you can go to Facebook or LinkedIn. It's got all my connections there too. And the offering I do, if you go to my website, michellemoross.com, is I have a free book offering there. I have a book called Hold My Crown, Women of Grit Share Stories of Resilience. And if you're interested in that, go there and there's a free gift. It's like click a free gift and you can get the book on PDF. And I will be changing it very soon to my newest book. And my newest book is called Unapologetic, an entrepreneur's journey from pain to pride. So probably in the next 60 days, the book will change. But right now you can go get Hold My Crown. And if you do get Hold My Crown, please do an Amazon review once you read it. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. You guys already know free stuff is for me. So go ahead. You have no excuse to not click and go get Hold My Crown. I mean, I have my crown right now. So, I'm going to be clicking this book too. Y'all already know. Michelle, has been such a delight to have you. We're not done with you yet. We're going to pop you back into the green room so you can have some water, maybe have a kale salad or something while you're back there. I'm going to read our midweek collective energy check-in reading and see if it resonates with you and bring you back for some final thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, see you in a moment. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope that this story impacted you. And Robert, I love you with your, you know what? I'm going to write a Divine Encounters book just based off of Robert's comments every week on the replays. We're going to jump into your midweek collective energy check in. This is basically a neutral way of using cards and using them for the ability of getting guidance, just an objective sense of guidance. And we do this every single Wednesday night for the collective. So let's see here. So make sure that you are checking this out. Let me know in the comment section below what resonates with you, and whatever doesn't, of course, just let it be like water running along the bottom of the bridge. So let's do it. Okay, let's see here. We have the first card of the reading, and it is Great Teacher card here. Let's see. Learn from spiritual experiences. I think this is kind of hilarious considering what we just discussed. And spiritual experiences, what is that? That's life. That is living life through the lens of seeing something from the larger, broader perspective, experiencing it, finding the value in the lesson, and not being a victim. Okay. Choosing to be the victor in your life, the hero in your life, these are these spiritual experiences, okay? They're not deemed good nor bad. They are deemed necessary for your growth, ultimately for your spirit. The next card we have is lead by example. We can only lead by example if we are courageous enough to try, to start, to speak, to move. We don't have to be perfect. And as a matter of fact, anyone who is so hyper focused on perfection don't even get started. They get so crippled by fear that they then minimize their own power and light. And we do this for so many reasons. We do this because of judgments or criticisms or impossible goals or burdens or expectations that are placed on us. But even when you trip or have trepidations and show your vulnerability to the world on why you do something, even if it's not perfect, there are people who will resonate with your message. There will be people who are willing to listen and hear because they're in the same space as you. And sometimes, I will retract sometimes. And when we are coming from a place of authenticity and being genuine, you're automatically leading. You're automatically presenting yourself in a way that will inspire other people to present themselves in a way that is more genuine, more compassionate, more loving, more selfless, more grounded. Our animal totem for the collective in the midweek is Badger. Abandon compromise and fight valiantly for what you believe in. Okay? So what are you compromising on? Where are you giving away your power? We think this word compromise kind of means meet in the middle, but a lot of times we're compromising or martyring ourselves by letting people come step over our boundaries so that we can have peace. So abandon any compromise. Don't allow yourself to keep putting others' needs in front of your own, putting yourself in the back because we think we're doing something kind. But if this is a pattern in your life and this is what you always automatically default to, then you're compromising your morals, you're compromising your values, you're compromising your needs, you're compromising your life that you are meant to live and living the life that other people are placing on you and expecting to come from you. All right. So if you want to live a life worth living, you have to step into your most authentic self. And if this is not echoing everything that we're already saying, step out of your comfort zone. Okay. Step out of your comfort zone with this card. Step into who you're meant to be, what you're meant to become. And finally, we have windfall. I love the card windfall. Windfall is like it's a large sum all at once. For Michelle, she had a windfall of power coming back to her. She was able to negotiate in her own world. First it was all I need is my brain, right? And then it was like, wait, I also need my body. So then she had all that power come back. This is an abundance, a huge abundance of something. And this is the midweek collective energy check-in. So I hope this serves you. Let me know in the comment section below if it does. I would love to hear your thoughts. And let's bring Michelle back on. You have to unmute. There we go.
I was interviewed by Ken Walls.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. Good memory.
Okay, Robert. Robert's the number one fan of 360 TV. He, we need to give Robert a job here. I don't know, Robert. Maybe they'll hire you and make you categorize things. I don't know. Good memory though. I can't even remember what I did this morning. So, How do you feel about this reading, Michelle?
It's spot on. It's everything I talk about.
Was there anything here specifically highlighted that you want to emphasize?
The only thing I can think of that jarred me a little bit was the Badger, fight for what you believe in. And I thought, what am I allowing to take my power from? So I was running through my head, what if I succumb to? And I move so quickly that I can't think of what it is. And I want to meditate on that because it jarred me when you said it. So
Mm.
there's something happening in my world that I haven't noticed.
Yeah, and sometimes they kind of go unseen, right? Because we give it permission. We justify why I have my phone on at 3 in the morning and it's okay for you to text me. Or, let me give you this extra 30 minutes of my time, just this time. And then this time becomes also the next time and the next time. Or I've already said yes to this and now I'm doing it again, even though I really don't want to this time. It gets disguised sometimes.
Yes, it's sneaky. So that's I want to run through my mind. What is it? Because I can't think what it is, but I know that's what it is. I'm doing something.
It's coming, bringing your attention right back to it. What do you guys think at home? Are you surrendering your power to something or someone or a situation? Is it a job that you no longer are in love with? Are you using more of your time to take care of everyone else? And when's the last time you dove into your passions or took a class or learned something or invested into yourself? I know I'm guilty of that too at times. And lately for me, it has been, I feel like I've been more sedimentary than I'm accustomed to being. And I asked myself yesterday, why am I falling back into old patterning? What is causing me to fall back into old patterning? And I came with the idea that it's comfort. And we have to make sure that we nip that in the butt. We're nipping that in the butt. Robert says that's something that he's having challenges with when the landlord refuses to accept the COVID grant from the government that would have caught me to rent to last summer. They tried to trick me into signing up for a drug rehab center, then into a hostel, infuriated me, despite not being able to get angry, fueled by the slander of the former in laws that they did so well. All I did business with or might do business with. There are no words for it. Forgiveness does not excuse his actions.
You forgive yourself, though.
Yes. Forgiveness does not excuse anybody's actions, but holding on to anger, resentment takes space away from joy and light and ability for growth. And this is why we do work on forgiving ourselves. That's what I believe, anyways.
It's huge. Forgiving yourself is the biggest and most difficult of all of the forgivenesses. It's yourself.
I agree. Michelle, anything you want to drop off before we go? We got like a minute and a half left.
Just thank you so much for having me. I love that you did the number at the beginning, 494. It just, everything about this has just been perfectly timed for me.
Thank you, universe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. It was a lovely, lovely time to have. I feel very inspired. And I'm going to reflect in the next few seconds and close off this episode, of course, con mucho amor. Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com. And together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor. Man, what an episode, what an episode. I had tears in my eyes, goosebumps on my arms, dos veces. And here we are at the finale. Wow. So I feel like what really spoke to my spirit today is the fact that at any given moment in time, we can create an addendum to our soul contract and change the strategy or change what we said we didn't need to what we want. And I feel like that comes from that place of what am I going to do with it when I receive it? What purpose will it serve if I'm granted this? And to remember, this also brought me back to a moment of remembrance of our worth, that we are worthy, that miracles happen to everyday people. It's not something from just like a Bible time that doesn't exist. We just have to be in that place of surrender. Will it be easy? Not always. Does it have to be hard? Not really. But if you listen and silence yourself to that voice inside, you might just discover it was there all along. I hope you guys go forward and encounter more because I dare you. And above all else, may you go in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, love thyself, and remember the divine always, always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you. Don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me.